Hello, everyone. Good afternoon and welcome. We are live in Irvine, California, here at Great Park Stadium, home of the Orange County Riptide, the opponents of the Blues today. Blues come in 13-2. They're coming off of their most competitive series of the year. There's no question about that. That was a 2-3 weekend series as they defeated the Humboldt Crabs in Saturday and Sunday's competition, both by one run. Saturday, that was in walk-off fashion. Sunday, it was in go-ahead home run fashion. In the bottom of the eighth, Vinny Bologna playing the role of hero, and AJ Esperanza doing that in his own right on Saturday. That has the Blues at 13-2. They come in and face an Orange County Riptide team here today that come in at 8-6. They're coming off of a loss against the Arroyo Seco Saints, a team the Blues defeated last week by a score of 5-1 in one of their more competitive CCL South competitions. Leading things off for the Blues, Connor Costeca against the lefty for the Orange County Riptide, Brady Dejeune de Acutes. And we are underway here in Irvine. Lefty on lefty, de Acutes to Costeca. It's low, taken for a ball. So the Blues come in, again, off of their most competitive series. They lost the opener against the Humboldt Crabs. That was on a Friday afternoon. That one's hit on to third, and gunning into time to first is Rosas to Spenrath, and it's a ground out for Costeca to start things off for the Blues. We apologize for the late start. A bit chaotic here in Irvine, trying to get things sorted out with our Wi-Fi, web stream camera, and where they would set me up today. And of course, it's right in the sun. 5-3 ground out. And there's one out. We're in the top of the first, and there is no score. And here is the first pitch to now Mason Grotto. It is taken for ball one. Grotto playing second base today. He'll bat second. Due up after him is Austin Schell. Taken for ball two, and something we've seen from Grotto all year, that excellent eye at the plate. Coming into today's ball game, Grotto leads the CCL in batting average at .446. Here's a 2-0. Low again, and taken for ball three. Grotto on the doorstep of a 10th walk this season. 11th, excuse me. He's got 10 coming in. He leads the team in that category. Here's a 3-0 from Dejeune Acutes, and it's in there for a strike. Count now 3-1. We are just underway here at Great Park in Orange County, Irvine to be specific. It's the Riptide and the Blues in the first of a two-game set. 3-1. Grotto sends that one out to left, and ranging on and not making the catch is Booker out in left. Grotto will single and start his day out 1-for-1 with a base hit. So after Costeca grounds out to third, it's a single for Mason Grotto, and that batting average that leads the CCL continues to skyrocket. It's his 26th hit of the year. Here's Austin Schell now. He'll be doing the catching today. Austin comes in with the average at .365. First pitch to Schell is high for ball one. Lejeune de Acutes. It's a fun name to say. He comes in only having made one appearance, and in that one inning he pitched, he allowed 2 earned runs. It's Grotto at first. There's one away. In the top of the first, no score. Popped up. Infield will have a look at it. Schell will run to second, but making the catch at first is Spenrath for the second out. So 2 away now for Tate Samuelson, batting cleanup today. Third baseman out of Cal Poly SLO. Blues come in averaging 8.5 runs per game, an offense that's been extremely prolific. We mentioned he takes way high for ball one. Scoring early is how the Blues have won the majority of their games this year. It's been scoring late in their previous 2 victories. Lejeune des Acutes swung on and missed by Samuelson. Count 1-1. So Costeca grounds out to third. Grotto singles. Shell pops out to first. And the count is 1-1 to the Blues third baseman, Tate Samuelson. We are just underway. 2 outs. Top of the first, no score here in Irvine. Fouled straight back, and it'll be 1-2. This is the first of a 2-game set, as mentioned, against the Riptide, and then it's a total of a 3-day road trip. So the Blues will sleep here in Irvine overnight, come back, play game 2 tomorrow, sleep in the hotel one more night, and on the way home, stop in Pasadena and play the Arroyo Seco Saints. That one's hit to third and gunning to first in time for the third out. It's Rosas to Spenrath. It's the second 5-3 ground out of the inning. The Blues strand Grotto at first, who singles to start his day. But there's still no score here. Blues do not get one on the board. They get one on base, but that's it. And they will send starter Caden Sheedy on the mound for his third start of this season. Sheedy, teammate of Tate Samuelson, who just grounded out, a Cal Poly SLO. Hometown of Bakersfield. We'll read you his numbers and get him set. Blues go 2 ground outs to third, a pop out to first, and a single for Grotto. 1 hit, no errors, no score for the Blues after the top of the first. We will head to the bottom of the first now, and here is how the Orange County Riptide lineup looks today. Kyle Booker leads things off and plays left field, followed by Dwight Allen, the center fielder. Jack Thomas, Wold, it will DH. Eric Bijani, he's the catcher. Austin Krissick, the right fielder. Adarian Williams is the second baseman. Emilio Rosas, the third baseman. Reed Spenrath, the first baseman. And Davis Diaz, the shortstop. We will head into the bottom of the first, and on the mound for the Blues, Caden Sheedy as promised. So he comes in, Sheedy does, with a 1-1 record. The ERA just below 6 at 5.87. He's only given up 2 earned runs. He's gone through 7 2/3 innings on the season. His longest start, that was his last start. Went 4 full innings, only the 1 earned run on 1 hit, 8 Ks, and that's what he's been working, is getting the swing and miss. He's only allowed 1 walk, so the strikeout to walk ratio excellent for Caden here early, and he will deliver. Ball 1 to Kyle Booker, leading things off here for the Riptide. This is the 4th in-conference game for the Blues. They are 3-0 coming into today. Sheedy gets him to foul that one straight back, and the count will be 1-1. Here's the 1-1 from Sheedy to Booker. Called for a ball, and no one really getting any calls early. So it's a 2-1. And that one's lined into center, left center, that is. It'll drop, and it'll actually be at the wall. So rounding first now and heading into second is Booker. It's a stand-up double to start his day, and the Riptide already have a man in scoring position. There's no outs in the bottom of the first. Still no score. Orange County trying to strike first. So it's a loud first hit for the Riptide, and it'll be Dwight Allen to the plate now, who will bat with already a man at second. That's Kyle Booker, who doubled. Chance to add to Allen's RBI total on the season, which currently stands at 3. So Sheedy to the plate against Allen. Taking strike one to Dwight Allen, hometown of Milton, Georgia. Sophomore at the University of Georgia. Sheedy will check second, now deliver an 0-1 to Allen. Ball one. One and one the count. There are no outs in the bottom of the first and no score with a man on second. In there, strike two. I'll say he checked his swing, and the count is now 2-2. So officially, no outs in the bottom of the first, a man on second, and Dwight Allen in a 2-2 count against Caden Sheedy. Framed that one. And he strikes him out looking. So one away here quickly for Sheedy. That was after the loud double by Booker. And he gets Allen to strike out looking on that off-speed pitch. So Sheedy now with a strikeout total of 15. He's trailing Matt Sox still. Of course, this is Caden's third start, and Sox has made 3 himself. Matt Sox, who we'll see on Thursday against the Saints, leads the CCL in wins, is tied for the lead in wins in the CCL. He's 3-0, of course. Caden comes in 1-1. Swung on and missed. Strike one. This is Jack Thomas Wold for the Riptide. DHing today. Bats with a man at second and one away. We're in the bottom of the first. There's no score. Both teams have gotten a hit. Kyle Booker doubled and Grotto singled for the Blues. Oh, 1. But quickly, Sheedy will step off, and we'll do it all over again. Orange County's offense comes in, they average 7 runs a game on the season, 9 hits. It's close to what the Blues have been able to do. And the Blues, majority of their numbers come from games early on in the season, non-conference play, teams in the CCL, but not in the Southern Division. Blues average just over 8 runs a game and 11 hits. Swung on and missed. And Sheedy quickly ahead yet again on the doorstep of a second strikeout and a key second out with that runner still at second. It's Kyle Booker who doubled to lead off the bottom of the first. But after a strikeout of Allen, here's Jack Thomas Wold in an 0-2 count against Caden Sheedy. Wold with the average at .319. He's been a tremendous hitter this season. Leads the team in home runs. He's got 2. Here's an 0-2, and that one's low and in the dirt in the process. Booker, will take third. So Kyle Allen, after doubling to lead off the bottom of the first, advances on a passed ball and is safe at third. Count is 1-2 to Jack Thomas Wold. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Sheedy sets down a second straight member of the Riptide via the K. It was Allen looking and Wold swinging. Here's Eric Bajani doing the catching today and batting cleanup with that runner 90 feet away. Riptide, a chance to strike first here against Caden Sheedy. Swung on and missed. Strike one. Blues, of course, coming off of that victory on Sunday. A tremendous comeback victory. Trailed 3-0 in that ball game. Came back to win 4-3 on two-run homers. It was Shea that hit his 2-run bomb. And then Vinny Bologna in the bottom of the 8th, the go-ahead homer to give the Blues the lead. A half-hearted check swing. They'll say he went around, and now Bijani is in an 0-2 hole. Sheedy trying to strand that runner at third and keep us scoreless through one. Fouled off to the right side and the netting. And we'll do it all over again. Count and situation remain the same. Our count 0-2. And a runner at third, it's Kyle Booker, who tripled and advanced to third on a passed ball. Hit softly to Kosteka at short, and he'll gun to Clarkson at first for the third out. And so Sheedy works around the leadoff double, strands a man at third, and keeps us scoreless here through the Blues' 4th CCL Southern Division game of the season, their 4th conference game, I should say, trying to remain undefeated and remain in first place. They sit atop the CCL South at 3-0. The Foresters, right below them, are 5-1. Reason for the Blues having the advantage over them. Of course, nothing in the loss column yet, but their one victory, or the one loss for the Foresters, came at the hands of the Blues. And it'll be Brady Lejeune de Acutes out for his second inning of work. Went through my entire pregame warm-up, getting notes, talking to other broadcasters for the opposing teams, and completely forgot to ask for Brady's pronunciation of his last name up until he was just getting out on the mound. And I rushed into the press box. I said, "You got to help me with this one. This is a toughie." And they said, "Well, it's French," and that helped out a little bit. Then I got it. It's Lejeune de Acutes, and that is kind of how it looks in terms of its spelling. Still got to ask. So Brady, we can call him Brady for now. He is set to deliver his second inning of work for the Riptide, coming off of a loss, 8-6 this season. And in talking to personnel with the Riptide, it's just been a year of not a lot of timely hitting, a lot of striking out, and we see that early. They've struck out twice already against Caden Sheedy, who's prone to provoke the K. He's done that already twice, looking and swinging. And here comes Ryan Cermak. For the first time this season, we're seeing him bat 5th. So Cermak does get the start. He does start in center, of course. But it's the first time all year he's not starting and batting 3rd, batting 5th today. Bit of a change, and he sends that one up out to left center. And ranging back is Booker to make the catch. Put a charge into that one, but just not enough on it. It's a fly out to left to start Cermak's day. First pitch he sees, sends it out to left. And here comes Johnny Bloom doing the DHing today. Johnny stands in, and Lejeune de Acutes delivers in there for strike one. Bloom out of UCSB. We either see him do the catching or DHing. He's only got to worry about the bat today. 0-1. High ball one. Swung on and missed. And Bloom is behind in the count, 0-2. We are in Irvine, California. Blues making the 4.5 hour, about 5 hour trip down south. Pop straight up. Bloom sends that one into shallow left center, and it'll be Diaz, the shortstop, ranging there to make the catch. Quick 2 outs for the Blues. It's a fly out to left by Cermak and a pop out to short by Bloom. Here is Sunday's hero, Vinny Bologna, who in his first game as a Blue doubled, and that was his only hit. Would not come around to score. That one's popped up, but was going to say, as Williams makes that catch in shallow right center from second, and that's it for us through 1.5. Indeed, we are scoreless, and the Riptide will try to change that in the bottom of the second, but they'll have to get to Caden Sheedy. You can argue they did. Lead off double, but Sheedy able to pitch beautifully around it. Back to what I was saying, Bologna played the role of hero on Sunday, 2-run bomb in the bottom of the 8th that eventually would give the Blues the lead. The day prior, it was A.J. Esperanza, who started at catcher, had a phenomenal day. 2 walks, sac flied in a run, doubled, and then brought in the winning run. Blues getting 2 one-run victories against the Humboldt Crabs in what, talking to the players coming into this one, was easily their most competitive series, and they've had teams come in to play 2 games, of course, a couple times this season. All were lopsided, and they said that team worked us. They challenged us. They put us in a position where we had to have timely hitting in order to win. We've had timely hitting in order to give us a lead early or maybe give our starter a cushion, but never to win a ball game until Saturday and Sunday's ball games where timely hitting won them both. And, of course, excellent performances out of the bullpen. A lot of guys to name there, but I digress. Back to the Orange County lineup, and it is Austin Krissick, the right fielder, to off. We're in the bottom of the second. There is no score, and Caden Sheedy is out to deliver Krissick. And here will be that first pitch of the bottom of the second from Sheedy to Krissick. Righty on righty as Krissick puts a charge into that one, sends it into left center. Cermak ranges on, of course, and makes the catch. I say of course because that's how much speed Ryan has out there in center. Sprints on and makes the catch, and there's one away.
Now back to Riptide from UNLV, second baseman number 2, Darian Williams.
Here's a Darian Williams who made the catch that ended the bottom of the first, top of the second, I should say. And it's Sheedy standing in to face Williams. Breaking pitch in there for strike 1. So Sheedy now with an even 10 Ks on the season. That's wrong. He's got 16. Caden with 16 strikeouts. Has set down 4 straight Riptide after the leadoff double. Delivers 1 in the dirt. It'll be 1-1 to a Darian Williams, second baseman out of UNLV, hometown of Las Vegas, Nevada, for a Darian. Comes in with a solid batting average, .323 for Williams. A little bit of some power. Swung on and missed there, and that'll be strike 2. Oh, tighten up those batting gloves and get back in there to face Caden Sheedy. But Williams, with a couple doubles and a triple on the season, got some speed out of the box. Last game against the Saints, went 1 for 4. Inside, ball 2. Count is 2-2 to a Darian Williams. No score here, and there's 1 out. We're in the bottom of the second. Swung on and missed, strike 3. That's now 3 Ks for Caden Sheedy. already. And now there's 2 away in the bottom of the second for Emilio Rosas. Here's the first pitch to Rosas. Swung on and missed. And we said that a lot here early, and a lot with Sheedy on the mound this entire season. Taken for ball 1, and it is even now at 1-1. So Rosas, a senior at USC, hometown of Yorba Linda, California, coming off of a tough outing, and a lot of the Riptide have been prone to the strikeout. In his last outing, 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Grounds that one to the left side, and it's now 1-2 as Sheedy gets ahead. Shell nods to Sheedy. It was the same pitch. It was the pitch they wanted, and where they wanted it just did not induce a swing. Count is 2-2 to Rosas. Grounded to Samuelson at third, and he'll quickly gun to first to end the inning. So after allowing a leadoff double and a runner reaching third in that process on a passed ball, that was Kyle Booker, doubled to lead off the game for the Riptide. And since then, Caden Sheedy has set down 6 straight men, and we are going to head into the top of the third. Still scoreless. Due up for the Blues is TJ Clarkson. And again, we find another Blue batting in an unfamiliar spot just in terms of where we've seen them hit this season. We have typically seen TJ start at first and bat cleanup. He's batting 8th today, and he'll be followed by Nick Costello. And Brady Lejeune de Acutes will be out for his 3rd inning of work. We are still scoreless here in Irvine, California. Great park. And it is that. The name suits it. It is a nice facility. We aren't in the press box, though. We are above the Blues dugout at our signature road tables that the other teams provide for us. Bringing you the ball game to the best of our ability. Top of the third, TJ Clarkson has promised to lead us off against Brady Lejeune de Acutes, who has only given up the 1 single to Mason Grotto. Since then, he set down 5 straight Blues. Lefty on lefty faces TJ Clarkson, who takes him the dirt ball 1. One-0. In there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Taken low for TJ, and it is ball 1. Clarkson with the average at 349 coming into today early through the first 10 games of the season. TJ led the team in batting average. Takes ball 3 and firmly gets ahead of the count 3-0. So everyone has seen that batting average tail off except for Mason Grotto. 3-1. And Lejeune des Acutes delivers strike 2. Count full to TJ Clarkson. Here's a payoff pitch. It's grounded sharply. We'll do it all over again. There's no outs. We're in the top of the third. No score in Orange County, against Orange County. Lefty on lefty as the first baseman Clarkson awaits the 6th pitch of this at-bat. Grounded to the right side, and we'll do it all over again. Team making the trip down, of course, from SLO this morning. Got here kind of early, to the point where the Orange County staff was not prepared to welcome us. Welcome me, I should say. The team took the dugout and did their thing. TJ takes ball 4. Clarkson has a walk to lead off the top of the third. Something that has been music to the Blues' ears all year is getting that leadoff man on however they can. And in that case, it's an excellent at-bat by TJ Clarkson. Here comes Nick Costello. Costello out of Dublin High School. Shows bunt and takes ball 1 as he pulls away. And Bijani threatened to throw to first to check on Clarkson. But Costello, I got a chance to talk to Nick when we stopped for food in Camarillo, just to talk about what he's been through this season. Count is 1-0 to him. Here's the second pitch. Shows bunt again and pulls away for ball 2. But Nick just said, this summer I really want to work on becoming a more consistent hitter. That's what I'm driven to do this summer. That's my goal. And I said, well, how do you get there? And he said, well, it's about being consistent, first of all. Gets a bunt down, but it's foul. He said, if I get a pitch I want and I get behind it, it should be a base hit. Costello with the average not where he wants it. Nick determined to work on it, getting the start here today in left field. Traditionally see him playing right, but with the emergence of Bologna, he'll play left today. Gets a bunt down again, second straight. Counts even now at 2-2. So Costello has shown bunt every time here. All 4 pitches, has taken 2 and fouled 2 off. Count even at 2-2. You get Lejeune des Acutes will look in, get the sign, and deliver the 5th pitch of this at-bat. And Costello checks his swing, but they'll say he went around. Strikeout for Costello, and that'll work our way back to the top of the Blues order now in Connor Costeca. Costello's day starts out with a K, but in the process, TJ Clarkson took off for second and is safe there, now in scoring position. So 1 out, still no score. First runner in scoring position for the Blues, however. It's TJ Clarkson who walked to lead off the inning. And now it's the lefty Connor Costeca, second straight lefty, to face Lejeune des Acutes. Sent out to center. And Allen will make the catch. Clarkson will tag. It's a throw in from center that's not cut off and bounces as Clarkson finds himself at third and advances on the flyout to center by Costeca. So quickly 2 away, but the Blues in the process have advanced Clarkson from first, second to third, and a position the Riptide have already seen themselves in today. Man at third and 2 outs in a scoreless ball game, and it's Mason RBI Grotto to try and bring him in. Takes outside ball 1. Grotto already 1 for 1 with a base hit. He is second in the CCL in RBIs, the total at 22. He leads it in batting average at 446. That was raised after his single in the first, and here he is, a 1-0. Takes him the dirt ball 2. And Grotto is a guy who always has a smile on his face. I don't know if it's just his personality. I've only known him for a couple weeks, or if it's just because he's having such a dang good season. Count is 2-0 to Mason Grotto. It's TJ Clarkson at third. There's 2 outs in the top of the third. Grotto pops that one up. And making the play at first is Spenrath. Thought he might run out of room, but he catches it. Grotto pops up to third. Second time we've seen a blue do that. And they strand their runner at third. So both teams exchanging a go-ahead run, being stranded at third. We are still scoreless, and we are going to head to the bottom of the third. Still that way. Caden Sheedy will be back out for a fourth inning of work. It's still 0-0. Both teams have a hit, but are unable to score a runner from third. I'll be right back with you after this short break on the Blue Streaming Network. Couldn't appreciate you more for hanging out. Bottom of the third, and it is Spenrath, the first baseman who made that catch of Grotto's pop-out to end the top of the third for the Blues. Reed Spenrath, that is. He swings and misses through the first pitch from Sheedy in the fourth, and takes ball one now. It'll be an even count. There are no outs. In the bottom of the third, scoreless ball game. Blues stranding TJ Clarkson, who walked to lead off the inning at third. Sent out and foul to the left side as Sheedy gets ahead in the count 1-2. I do have to say, every team in the CCL has some tremendous foul ball sponsors and sound effects at that. 1-2. Sent out to left, and that'll drop for a base hit. Second hit of the day for the Riptide. This one a single by Spenrath. That'll bring Davis Diaz to the plate.
Now batting for the Riptide from Vanderbilt University, shortstop number 5, Davis Diaz.
Diaz will bat from the right side against the righty Sheedy on the mound. Reed Spenrath just singled to lead us off here in the bottom of the third in a scoreless ball game. Blues got their leadoff man on. Would not result in a run. Sheedy delivers strike one to Diaz. Diaz, a freshman at Vanderbilt out of Pittsburgh, California. Average of 259. 1 for 3 his last ball game. 0-1. Way inside. Well, they'll say it hit him. And Diaz will take first after being hit by a pitch. Grazed that elbow pad. And the Riptide will plate men now on first and second. It was Spenrath who led us off with a single. And Diaz, who's now hit by a pitch. Now we'll work our way to the top of the Orange County lineup. And Kyle Booker, who doubled to lead off the ball game. He's 1 for 1, and he was their runner who was stranded at third. And we'll see what gives here. First time either team's had 2 men on. This time it's the Riptide with no outs in the bottom of the third, and Booker swinging through the first pitch he sees from Sheedy for strike one. Again, no outs and no score. Bottom of the third here in Irvine. Riptide sit at 5th in the CCL South, Blues at 1st. Riptide have had a tough go of it in conference. And the Blues, of course, 3-0. This is just their 4th game played. They'll play 2 more after today. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kyle Booker. Sheedy checks second and now delivers the 3rd pitch to Booker. It's in the dirt for ball 2. So Spenrath, who's made some plays at first on pop-outs, he reaches. 2nd hit of the day. So Booker, who's at the plate now, has doubled. Spenrath with that single is at 2nd. And Diaz was just hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. So Sheedy still awaiting that first out here. And it's a 2-1 now to Kyle Booker. But before that, I'll toss on to 2nd to keep Spenrath honest. Count still 2-1 as Booker awaits a 4th pitch. Swung on and missed, and Kyle's mad at himself for swinging through that one. So the count will be even now at 2-2. Sheedy gets yet another swing and miss. It's been primarily with the off-speed, changeup, and slider working for Caden early, as it's been working for him all season. Coming in at 1-1. The ERA just below 6. This is his 3rd start. All these games important. Coach Miller understands that. 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Got him. And it's another strikeout for Sheedy, and that one a huge one. Now 1 out with 2 men on. They're at 1st and 2nd. So Sheedy gets the swing and miss. And here is Dwight Allen, who's one of those 5 strikeout victims. He'll also bat from the right side. So Sheedy gets 1 out and now is a double play ball away from getting out of this. But he's focused with the man at the plate. Dwight Allen swings and misses through another pitch that's low. And Sheedy's got it working against a Riptide offense that, as a team, is hitting below 250. Time's called. Count still 0-1 on Allen. Swung on and missed. And quickly has Dwight Allen, the center fielder, in an 0-2 hole. And Caden Sheedy is dealing early. The numbers for Sheedy: 5 strikeouts, and has Allen in an 0-2 hole. Swung on and missed, strike 3. It was 3 straight swing and misses by Dwight Allen. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night from Caden Sheedy. He sets him down via the K for the 2nd time today. 1 looking, 1 swinging. He's 0 for 2. Sheedy's up to 6 strikeouts on the day. That gives him an even 20 on the season. And he has gotten 2 straight outs after a leadoff single and hitting a man with a pitch. It's now Jack Thomas Wold, who has struck out once. He'll bat now with 2 on and 2 out in the bottom of the 3rd. Still a scoreless ball game here in Irvine. One hopper to Clarkson at first, and he'll take it to the bag unassisted to end the inning. Caden Sheedy pitches beautifully out of a jam, a leadoff single, and a hit by a pitch. A man who was hit by a pitch had men on 1st and 2nd with no outs. He would proceed to strike out Kyle Booker and strike out Dwight Allen on 3 pitches, followed by Jackson Old grounding out to 1st.
two places. We have red and you're just go right here, finish line, sitting down. And then you're going, oh!
So through 3, no score. Riptide have 2 hits, Blues just the 1. Both teams have stranded a runner at third. Riptide have now stranded 3 men on base, 2 in scoring position. For the Blues, it's just the 1 base hit by Grotto and the walk by Clarkson, the only 2 base runners they've had. It'll be Austin Schell who popped out to first to lead us off in the top of the 4th. And while we have a moment and they do some in-stadium fun with some fans here, I want to thank one of the Blues' many generous sponsors, Via Automotive. They've been with us since 1946. That's the entire 75 years of the existence of the Blues. This, of course, the 75th anniversary season of SLO Blues baseball. And Via Automotive has been with us all the way through it. Can't thank them enough. Via Automotive, if you're in need of any automotive repairs, check out Via Automotive, where their slogan is "Our family taking care of your family." So Brady Lejeune de Acutes will be out for his 4th inning of work. We mentioned it early at the top. Brady's first start, he only went 1 inning, and now he's in his 4th inning of work. The lefty going longer than he has this season. This only his 2nd appearance, and he's facing a Blues lineup that's been hotter than any lineup in the CCL. First pitch to Austin Schell is taken for a strike. On the count. Hit out to right center. But ranging on to make the catch is Krisick as it dropped into his glove. There's 1 out. Fly out to right has Schell 0 for 2. And here comes Tate Samuelson, who's 0 for 1. Ended the top of the 1st with a ground out to third. And Samuelson was stand-in. And face Lejeune de Acutes for the 2nd time today. First strike to him is taken off speed as the changeup fell in for strike 1. Oh, 1. Outside with the fastball, and it's 1-1. So Samuelson trying to take a more patient approach at the plate. He responds from tough outings, or at least he has once this year. Held scoreless for the first time in Game 1 against the Crabs. Would respond with a homer and getting on base a number of times in Saturday and Sunday's ball games. Tate, a guy who's responded to adversity well this season. Count is 2-1 on him. Here's the 4th pitch. Fouled straight back. And it'll be 2-2 now. Riptide have had a tough go of it in the CCL South. Losing to the Foresters twice. Samuelson takes a curveball that didn't break as much as Lejeune de Acutes wanted. Count will be full now, 3-2. There's 1 away. We're in the top of the 4th in a scoreless ball game here in Irvine, California, home of the Riptide, Great Park. 3-2. Samuelson fouls one back and stays alive, and now is in a battle with the lefty. Here's a 2nd straight payoff pitch to Tate Samuelson. High ball 4, 2nd walk of the day for the Blues. And Samuelson will reach with 1 away in the top of the 4th for Ryan Cermak. Cermak, who's had a bit of a tough go of it lately, just in terms of the strikeout. He's 6 for his last 24. Fouls that one back. It's 0-1. The average is at 328. 9 extra base hits, 15 RBIs. Nothing wrong with those numbers. When you talk to Ryan, though, the 7 strikeouts in his last 10 at-bats, something he's trying to cut down on in an 0-1 count. Ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ryan Cermak, who bats with Tate Samuelson at first. Tate, who just reached on a walk. That's his 5th walk of the season. Count even to Cermak. Cermak looks at one that's down and inside for ball 2. Cermak checks over. Third base. Sign from Coach Bob Miller. Slaps one foul to the left side. It bounces once. And as it was foul, Rosas just tosses it right back to Lejeune des Acutes. And the count is 2-2 now to Cermak. Samuelson's on first. He just walked. Ryan already 0 for 1 today with a fly out to left. Samuelson takes off. Pitch in there is for a strike. And Samuelson is safe with a stolen base. But in the process, Cermak strikes out looking. So in the process of Samuelson stealing second, and that's now his 3rd stolen base, Cermak strikes out for the 8th time in his last 11 at-bats. He's 0 for 2 today. Blues have a runner in scoring position for the 2nd time today. And they both have reached the same way. TJ Clarkson via the walk, and now Samuelson via the base on balls. First pitch to Bloom, fouled straight back. He's behind 0-1, and he's 0 for 1 on the day with a pop out to short back in the 2nd. 2 outs, top of the 4th, no score. Samuelson at 2nd with a walk and stolen base this inning. Bloom's at the plate after Cermak struck out looking. Swung on and missed strike 2. Bloom in the hole 0-2. Lejeune des Acutes checks second and now deals. And Johnny takes strike 3 called. So he strikes out looking on 3 straight pitches. Blues strand another runner on and another runner in scoring position at that. We are still scoreless through 3.5. Riptide will have a chance to change that in the bottom of the 4th. It'll be Caden Sheedy. You know he's trotting back out there. This will be the deepest he's gone into a ball game. Excuse me. It'll tie him if he's able to get the 3 outs for the deepest he's gone into a ball game. In his last start, he went 4 full innings, only allowing run. This time, he's only gone through 3, hasn't allowed a run on 2 hits, and has struck out 5.
Also, just a reminder that the OC Riptide party deck will remain open until the 7th inning stretch. Serving beer, wine, and seltzers, the party deck accepts cash and credit cards. If you are 21 or older and in need of a refreshment, head to the party deck located on the 3rd side. If you are trying to drive on to, please drink responsibly and do.
So as Sheedy warms up for his 4th inning of work, an offense for the Blues that we mentioned this was a sign of bad things to come in ball games when they don't score in the first 3. Coming into that series against the Crabs, they had not won a game in which they did not score in the first 3 innings. On Saturday and in Sunday's ball games, they would not score through the first 3. They would win both. So this is a team that has been used to playing closer ball games as of late. And of course, the timely hitting, the excellent starting and bullpen pitching has propelled them to 2 straight wins against a great opponent in the Crabs, a team that really challenged them in a series that, in the words of GM and owner Adam Stowe, was for pride. And the Blues beat the Crabs 2 out of 3.
Here they are in Orange County now, trying to beat a CCL Southern Division opponent. That one is sent out to left. This one's got some carry on it, and it is gone. Eric Bijani goes deep to left on a solo homer on the first pitch he sees in the bottom of the fourth from Caden Sheedy. And the Blues, for the fourth straight game, will trail early, this time on a solo homer.
Now batting for the Riptide from UNLV, right fielder number 24, Austin Christie.
This is a Riptide team that has not been prone to the extra base hit coming into today, as Krissick takes strike one. The Riptide only had, I'm getting the numbers here, 4 home runs. That was just their 5th of the season. The Blues have 13, as Krissick is behind in the count 0-2. But the homer by Bijani has the Riptide ahead now, 1-0. There are no outs in the bottom of the fourth, and Krissick fouled one off to stay alive in an 0-2 count. So Sheedy has now given up 3 hits. That third, the homer to Bijani. Taken for ball one, and Krissick is now in a 1-2 count against Sheedy. So the homer puts the Riptide ahead 1-0, and we saw that happen as early as it could in the first game against the Crabs. A leadoff homer that ambushed Austin Teixeira had the Crabs ahead 1-0. They wouldn't look back in that game, went 8-3. Sheedy strikes out Krissick looking. There's one away now, but back to the Crabs opener. Blues would not be able to come back in that one. They would lose 8-3. Since then, they've won 5-4, and they've won 4-3, trailing early in all those ball games. They'll have to do so here, trailing early. Sheedy has struck out his 6th victim of the day to get him to an even 20 on the season. Here's Darian Williams, one of those 6 victims. He'll deliver low ball one to him, but the Blues now, for the 4th straight ball game, trail early. And for the 4th straight ball game, we're going to have to come back. Caden Sheedy, the damage minimal, just a solo homer, but still trying to get out of this bottom of the 4th as there's only one away, and he delivers a 1-0 inside, now 2-0 to Darian Williams. Darian, senior at UNLV, Las Vegas, Nevada native. And they're over the heart of the plate for a strike. It's 2-1 now. 1 out, bottom of the 4th, 1-0 Riptide. Blues trail early. An offense that has stranded 2 men in scoring position. Will have to bounce back in the top of the 5th if Sheedy is able to hold the damage to the 1 homer. He's in a battle with Williams now. The count is 3-1 as Williams has worked it in his favor. Williams struck out swinging back in the bottom of the 2nd, so he's 0 for 1 today. (3-1) now. Inside ball 4. Williams will take a walk and be safe at first. On a 5-pitch at-bat that led to ball 4. Williams is now safe at first, and that's only the 2nd walk of the season for Caden Sheedy. He has struck out 20 and walked 2. Those numbers, phenomenal. But the ERA, Caden will tell you, higher than he wants. Comes in 1-1. Delivers ball 1. Sheedy, who started the season 0-1 in terms of his record, he pitched in the home opener, and the Blues would fall in that one to the Walnut Creek Crawdads. That was the first loss of their season. And Sheedy picked up the loss after not pitching extremely poorly. But Caden started the season 0-1, bounced back in a big way against the Mudcats, and now has Emilio Rosas in a 1-1 count. Runner at first is Adarian Williams. He walked. He'll take off for second. Check swing is a strike. Gunning there is Shell. It gets into the outfield. Williams will try and take third. Throwing there is Cermak. Way high, and thankfully saved in the process by Sheedy, who was behind third. Cermak was giving that his all. As Ryan would tell you, he let it eat to third and just overthrew the man, Samuelson, that is. So now Adarian Williams, who walked, stole second, and advanced to third on a wide throw. So for the second time today, the Riptide have a man at third. There's one out, and the count is 1-2 to Emilio Rosas at the plate. Here's that 1-2. Pop straight up. Samuelson will have a look at it from third. He'll range on in foul territory. Instead, it's Costeca to make the catch and throw home to hold the runner. Incredibly, Connor Costeca heads into foul ground in left field and makes the catch and guns it to home to hold Williams at third. What a play by Connor Costeca. Looked like it would be Samuelson. I had my eyes on Tate the whole way. He was in best position to field it until Costeca ranged on, turned on the jets, made the catch for that huge second out. There's two away for Reed Spenrath, who's 1-for-1 with a single. That came back in the third, but Williams is at third, and there's two outs in a 1-0 ball game. The Orange County Riptide lead. First pitch to Spenrath in the dirt. And everything now with one out, you have to focus on the runner at third and what he's going to do. Moving on contact, obviously. Now he can focus on the man at the plate. There's two away. He just needs one more out. The count is 1-0 to Spenrath, who took ball one. This inning has gone solo homer, strikeout looking, walk, and a fly out to left. That was caught by the shortstop. 1-0. Low ball two. Sheedy, who walked, is second man of the season. That's Williams, who's at third now. Williams stole second and advanced to third on a throw from Cermak that was wide. So the count 2-0 to Reed Spenrath. Fouled straight back. 2 balls and 1 strike to Reed Spenrath. Spenrath, a sophomore at Texas Christian, hometown of El Campo, Texas. The average below 150, sits at 143, but he's trying to add to that RBI total of 7 for him on the season. His last outing, he was 0-for-2 with 2 Ks. Popped up and out of here. He's fouled off to the left side. And it's another foul ball sponsor. Count even now. Sheedy is a strike away from ending this inning and limiting the damage to just the solo homer by Eric Bijani. That was just the 5th homer of the Riptide season. And the first for Bijani. But here's the 2-2 to Reed Spenrath. In the dirt, I'll say he held up as they appeal down, and they'll say he did. Count will be full to Spenrath. If he is to reach, it'll be Davis Diaz, who was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. Spenrath is 1-for-1 with a single that led off the bottom of the third. Now there's 2 away. It's a 3-2 count, and there's a runner at third for the Riptide, who already lead 1-0. And Caden Sheedy trying to get through 4 only having allowed that one run. It would mirror his last outing. Payoff pitch. Fouled straight back, and this has become a battle now. Spenrath standing in there. Was ahead in the count early, 2-0. Sheedy fought back to get 2 strikes. One more ball has us full. That's where we stand. 3-2 count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And it'll be a second straight pitch with a runner at third and 2 outs in a 1-0 ball game in the bottom of the 4th. Popped out to left, and ranging on is Costello, but that one did indeed head into foul ground. This will be the 8th pitch of this at-bat from Sheedy to Spenrath. It's a full count. There's 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 4th. So Spenrath takes first on the walk. Conversation on the mound now with Caden Sheedy. That's now his 3rd walk he's given up this season. So now there's men at the corners for the Orange County Riptide. It's Darian Williams at 3rd and Reed Spenrath, who was just walked at first. There's still 2 outs, and he'll have to get through Davis Diaz to end the inning, but it's been a much longer bottom of the 4th than Sheedy had anticipated. That was led off with Eric Bajani's first home run of the season, just the 5th for the Riptide, a team that's not prone to the extra base hit. They've got 2 on the day, so they're making me look wrong for saying that, but the numbers tell the story. But Booker has doubled and Bajani has homered. First pitch to Diaz is low for ball 1, Ball 1 to Diaz. And 1-0 the count. Gunning over to first to check on Spenrath is Sheedy. Blues trail early for the 4th straight game. Right-hander warming in the bullpen. We'll let you know who it is in just a moment. But Sheedy still trying to get out of this inning and delivering strike 1 to Davis Diaz. One and one the count to Diaz. Runners at the corners, 2 outs, 1-0 Riptide. We're in the bottom of the 4th. That pitch is in the dirt. It's 2-1. So it's Evan Larson warming in the pen right now. Right-hander. Sheedy in a 2-1 count against Davis Diaz. Here it is. High and inside, ball 3. And uncharacteristically for Sheedy, has gotten behind in now 3 straight at-bats. The strikeout looking to Krissick mixed in there has him with 6 Ks on the day, but with 2 walks. That's the 2nd and 3rd walks he's allowed all season. 3-1 the count to Diaz. We're in the bottom of the 4th. It's 1-0 Orange County. Here it is. And it's strike 2 as Diaz was trotting out of the box. Thought he had a walk. And it's a call that really helps Caden Sheedy. Keeps Diaz up there. There's still 2 gone, but the count is now full. Diaz, the freshman at Vanderbilt, awaits a payoff pitch. We didn't think we'd get here. It's swung on and missed for strike 3.
And that concludes the fourth inning with 1 hit, 1 run, and no errors. The score is now
Just a absolutely massive call from the home plate umpire that kept Davis Diaz in the batter's box. The count was 3-1. Diaz thought he had taken ball 4. He started trotting to first. Strike was called. He got back in the box, and Sheedy struck him out to strand runners on first and third, and to give Caden 7 strikeouts on. It's still 1-0. Just 1-0 Orange County on the Eric Bijani solo home run that led off the bottom of the 4th. 5 batters later, we leave the inning with the same score. Blues bats will be up now in the top of the 5th. We will enter the top of the 5th, and San Luis Obispo thrilled to just be down 1-0. Sheedy pitches beautifully out of some traffic, out of a jam, around traffic, that is. It's another thing we've seen from Blues pitching. When faced with adversity, when faced with men in scoring position, men on base, they lock in, and Sheedy collecting a strikeout to end the inning, keep us at 1-0. Brady Lejeune de Acutes is out for his 5th inning of work. And he has set down back-to-back Blues on strikeouts looking, but now deals to Bologna, who takes ball 1 in the dirt. Vinny the hero on Sunday. 2-run bomb, bottom of the 8th. Had him on the postgame show, Blues Live. Got to ask Vinny, when'd you get here? He said, Friday. And then on Sunday, he was going deep to win a ball game for the Blues. Quite a way to introduce yourself to the new ball club. It is 1-1 to Vinny Bologna. He's over 1 with a pop out to second. Vinny is certainly a presence in that batter's box. Hop straight up. Infield will have a look. And making the catch is Bijani, who homered. He's the reason they lead 1-0, and he's the reason Vinny Bologna will head back to the dugout after popping out to the catcher now. So Vinny 0 for 2, and that'll bring TJ Clarkson to the plate. Man who walked to lead off the 3rd. Found himself at 3rd, but again, was stranded there. One of 2 Blues to be left in scoring position. Blues have left 3 men on base in total. Lejeune de Acutes deals a 1-0 to TJ. Clarkson looks at ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes. There's 1 out. We're in the top of the 5th now. And Evan Larson is still warming for the Blues. TJ looks at ball 3. Firmly ahead in the count and on the doorstep of a second walk today. Clarkson, who back in the 3rd, walked for the 8th time this year. And now he'll walk for the 9th time. TJ has his 2nd walk. It's a walk for Clarkson. So he'll be safe at first with 1 out. And Nick Costello at the plate. Meeting of the minds on the mound with Brady Lejeune de Acutes and this infield. They all come in to discuss what's going on, and well, that'll be the day for Brady. So the lefty's day is done after 5 1/3 innings of work. So the starter for the Riptide is out. It'll still be Nick Costello at the plate. We'll introduce you to the new Riptide arm in just a moment. On the other end of this break, thanks so much for hanging out on the Blue Streaming Network and making us a part of your Tuesday afternoon. I'll be right back. Welcome back. We're in Irvine. We're at the home of the Orange County Riptide. This is the fourth CCL conference game for the Blues. Playing a team from the South, Orange County 1-5 in conference games. Really struggled. They're at 5th in the CCL South. Blues are at first at 3-0. This is the first of a 2-game set between the Blues and Riptide. We'll be here tomorrow at 4:30 for first pitch, and then spend the night in Irvine one more time and head on to Pasadena on the way up to SLO just to play one more ball game. Get one in against the Saints. And then, of course, a 3-game weekend homestand for the San Luis Obispo Blues. Come in 13-2. 2 straight victories over the Humboldt Crabs. Riptide come in 8-6, coming off of back-to-back losses against the Foresters and the Saints. And one on, that's TJ Clarkson on first, and Nick Costello at the plate. New arm out there, right-hander for the Riptide is number 11, Andrew Pogue, 6'5", right-hander, 200 pounds, out of the University of Illinois. So the sophomore out of Peoria delivers strike 1 to Costello. Costello, who showed bunt 4 times in this same situation with Clark. His college months, his school months in Champaign, Illinois, his summer ball in Irvine. 0-2. Costello strikes out on 3 pitches. So the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for the Blues have all been out the same way in 2 at-bats. Bologna has popped out to second and popped out to the catcher. I mean, he's popped out twice. So Vinny's 0 for 2. TJ Clarkson has walked in both his plate appearances, and Costello has struck out swinging. Way back to Connor Costeca. Blues still with just the 1 hit. Costeca takes strike 1. Clarkson still at first. And it's still 1-0. Orange County only leads by 1 on the Eric Bijani homer, his first of the season, and they're 5th overall. 0-1 to Costeca. Swung on and missed for strike 2, and Pogue looks sharp out of the bullpen. He's thrown 5 pitches, and he's thrown 5 strikes. Ahead 0-2 on the leadoff hitting shortstop Costeca. Runner at first is TJ Clarkson. Fouled straight back. Connor stays alive. Costeca mentioned to me a couple days ago. Likes to play short and lead off. That's his favorite thing to do because he likes to play short and he likes to get more at-bats, which is what happens when you lead off. And Costeca, 0 for 2. The average high for Connor, though, and it's only been increasing. Costeca with the average at 320 coming into today. Here's an 0-2. High and outside, and it's a good take. There's 2 out in the top of the 5th. It's 1-0 Orange County. Blues have had 3 men on via the walk and 1 on via a single. Kosteka grounds that one back to Pogue, and he'll toss to first, to end the inning.
And that concludes the first half of the inning with no hits, no runs, and no errors. The score remains.
Blues get TJ Clarkson on via the walk. He'll be left there. And out of the bullpen and into the ball game will be right-hander Evan Larson, pitching in relief of Caden Sheedy, who got through 5 1/3 innings, struck out 7, only gave up the 1 run on 2 hits. Couple walks, uncharacteristic for Sheedy, but it'll be Evan Larson to keep the deficit at just 1-0 for the Blues. That's where it stands as we head into the bottom of the 5th. While we have a moment, I want to thank another one generous sponsor, San Luis Obispo Blues, High Street Deli. We had some High Street Deli sandwiches on the bus before we rolled in, and there's some more left over, so I'll probably have another one for dinner. But if you're looking for some of the best Dutch crunch bread you've ever had, if you're looking for a sandwich that'll fill you up the right way, check out our friends at High Street Deli.
For the Blues, number 29, Evan Larson.
We're in the bottom of the 5th. It's 1-0 Riptide, and Evan Larson is out, right-hander in relief of Caden Sheedy, on to pitch his first inning to Kyle Booker, who led off the ball game with a double, would advance to third, and be stranded there. So both teams have left some men in scoring position. So far, the only offensive ball that's been hit out, a solo shot by Eric Bijan. First pitch to Booker is in there for a strike. Oh, and 1 the count to Kyle Booker, who was 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout. Swung on and missed there. Quickly behind 0-2 to Larson. So quickly out of the pen, Larson has Booker in an 0-2 count. We're in the bottom of the 5th, 1-0 Orange County. Tried to paint that one, wanted the call, didn't get it. So it's 1-2 the count. There's no outs in the bottom of the 5th. 2 extra base hits on the day for Orange County. That's the leadoff double by Booker and the home run that has them with the 1-0 lead from Bijani. Here's the 0-2, and that one's high and outside. It was 1-2. Count is now 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kyle Booker. Two. Lined into left, and that'll drop for a base hit. Booker is 2 for 3 with a double, and now a single to lead off the Riptide's bottom of the 5th. That'll bring Dwight Allen to the plate.
Now going to the Riptide from the University of Georgia, center fielder number 22, Dwight Allen.
Checking on Booker at first is Larson. There's no outs in the bottom of the fifth. So Booker with his second base hit, which is the third hit of the day for the Riptide. That's 3 more than the Blues have. Still only lead 1-0, and Larson trying to keep it that way, set to deal a first pitch to Dwight Allen, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Ball 1, fastball high from Larson. And with the count 1-0, Larson will deal to Allen with Booker on first. Breaking pitch that falls in there for strike 1. So Larson goes with the off speed, gets it in there, and gets the count even on Allen, the native of Milton, Georgia. Right-hander who has struck out looking and swinging. Checks on Booker at first, just one more time. Larson, who we've seen start a ball game this year, pick up a win in that one, has come in to pitch in relief in now back-to-back appearances. This is the 4th for Evan Larson, and it's a 1-1 count. Still no outs. Still 1-0 Orange County. Fouled straight back, and Larson gets ahead in the count. So Booker and Allen, the 2 guys at the top of this lineup. Booker's been able to reach. Allen has yet to bring him in or advance him. Count is 1-2. We're in the bottom of the 5th, and there's still no outs, with a runner on first for the Riptide. Here's that 1-2 from Evan Larson. But before that, we'll check on the runner at first. Evan, big kid, 6'4", 225 out of Costa Mesa. Big right-hander, very serious. Before I talked to Evan before his first start, did not smile once. I was trying to make him laugh. Here's a 1-2. Maybe I'm just not funny. Count even at 2-2. It's Booker at first. He's 2 for 3. It's Allen at the plate. He's 0 for 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swinging bunt back to Larson, and he'll gun to first. 1 out. So Allen does move Booker over from first to second, and now the Riptide have their 4th runner in scoring position. It's Kyle Booker at second. He's been there once today. He's also been at third. Here's Jack Thomas Wold to bat with Booker at second. There's 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 Riptide, courtesy of Eric Bijani. Back in the 4th. He's due up, as there's only 1 out. Just over an hour and a half into this one. We hope you've enjoyed it. In Irvine, Larson checks second as the wind blows, and he'll deal ball 1. Count 1 ball, no strikes to Jack Thomas Wold out of UNLV. A lot of guys from Nevada on this roster. Hometown of Boulder City, Nevada. A lot of Nevada guys. One-0 from Larson. Sent out to right. And foul. That was very dangerous. So left center and right center are both 362 feet deep. That's how far you got to hit it out. Left and right are both 325 evenly. And if you want to hit it to dead center, it's 400. And Wold was trying to get one and tuck it inside the right field foul pole. Instead, the count is 1-1 on him with Kyle Booker at second. There's one out in the bottom of the fifth in this 1-0 ball game. Larson will check second twice. And now deal. Breaking pitch that breaks a bit too much, and it's 2-1. Larson, who is looking at Kosteka at short, who's right at second base in case Evan wants to throw over. In the dirt for ball 3, and Wold has worked the count in his favor now. Count is 3-1 to Jack Thomas Wold as Larson takes his time in between pitches. This 3-1 is high for ball 4, and Jack Thomas Wold will take first base. Runners on first and second now for the Riptide, and still only one gone. In the bottom of the fifth, first of a 2-game set here in Orange County. First of 3 in-conference games for the Blues.
Now by the Riptide from UNLV, catcher number 55, Eric Bijani.
Here's Eric Bijani. Went deep to left, and that's why they won nothing. He bats with on first and second, and one out. In the dirt, ball 1. And Larson struggling with a bit of control here. That walk from Larson, his 6th on the season. The base hit he gave up was just his 4th. This, of course, his 4th appearance. He'll check second twice, and now deal. High, ball 3. Kosteka is off second a little more now. Him and Larson communicating. And now it's Grotto who has sunk in closer to second if Larson chooses to throw over. He'll deal. That one's lined to left. That'll drop for a base hit. Costello has to range it and throw it in. Throw is cut off. It's an RBI single for Eric Bijani. He's responsible for what is now a 2-0 Orange County Riptide lead. Bijani singles in a run. It's 2-0 Riptide. He hit a homer solo shot back in the bottom of the 4th. He'll bring in one more here in the bottom of the 5th on an RBI single to make it 2-0. And the situation remains the same with men on first and second. Now it's Wold at second and Bijani at first. Larson deals to Krisick. Well, the run is officially Evan Larson's first earned run this season. And it's 2-0 Orange County. Blues will trail heading into the 6th. Question will be by how much. Larson delivers a strike to Krisick, 1 ball and 1 strike to him. There is still just 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's that 1-1. Krisick takes ball 2. This is an Orange County team that's been very patient. The Riptide are waiting in these at-bats. We're swinging and missing through Sheedy stuff and seem to be happy that he's out as Larson has come in. Here's a 2-1 to Krisick, but before that, he'll step off. He'll run through the signs again with catcher Austin Schell. Taken for a strike, and Larson gets the count back to even. It's still Wold at second and Bijani at first. And still one out in what's been a lengthy bottom of the fifth. Larson trying to keep the damage at just a run. Delivers a 2-2 to Krisick. Austin fouls that one back. And we'll do it all over again. Count and situation remain the same. As the sun sets in Irvine. Two the count with 2 men on. It's 2-0 Riptide. Hit foul to the right side. It'll drift out of here. So Larson, who is working slowly, has just given up the 1 run. He's given up 2 hits now. A walk mixed in there. That's why he faces some traffic. 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and that's a huge second out for Evan Larson and the Blues. Orange County had struck out 7 times through 4. It's now 8 times, and that's Larson's first in this one. On the season, it's Evan's 13th. It's 2-0 Riptide. There's still 2 men on, but now the situation, 2 outs. And a Darian Williams, a man who has struck out and walked at the plate. A swing and miss through that first one, and that's a welcome sign. An Orange County team that averages 11.5 strikeouts per ball game, a team that's very prone to the strikeout. Sheedy was making that hold true through 4. Larson gets his first here. They've got them up to 8. And getting them to that average would certainly help Evan here in the bottom of the 5th. Swung on and missed there, and it's 0-2. He's a strike away as the left-hander Jared Hart warms in the pen for the Blues. We'll see if Larson might be out for a second inning of work or if Coach Miller is going to go to that pen for a possible third arm. Meanwhile, here's an 0-2. And a big pitch. Rosas grounds that one to Samuelson at third, and he'll gun to first to end the inning. The damage limited to just 1 run. Bijani, who's responsible for both of them, he has solo homered and driven in another run on an RBI single. It's 2-0 Orange County. Blues trail going into the top of the 6th.
College baseball players come to Orange County from all over the country and need a place to stay while playing for the Riptide. The Riptide is always seeking host families for out-of-state players in need of housing for next season, next summer. Who knows, you could potentially host the next MLB superstar on his path to the big leagues while playing with the Riptide. Visit the Riptide information table on the third base side to learn more.
cushion, but he'll have to get through the heart of this Blues lineup when we come back for the top of the 6th. I'll be right back. Thanks for hanging out on a Tuesday afternoon in Irvine. Here's Mason Grotto. Andrew Pogue still out there. It's the first time he's faced Grotto today. And Hopper to short, and it's on to first. Diaz to Spenrath for the first out. Here comes Austin Shell. Shell 0 for 2 with a pop out to first and a fly out to right. Right-hander Pogue looks in at the right-hand catcher. Delivers strike 1. Pogue deals to Shell, and it's now 1-1 as that one was high and inside. Shell turned away and has the count even. 1 out, top of the 6th, 2-0 Riptide. Bounce to the plate, and now it is 2-1 in favor of Shell, who in Sunday's ball game hit the first of 2 2-run blasts. That would make it 3-2. In Sunday's ball game, Blues would trail 3-2, and then of course, the 2-run bomb by Bologna would give them the lead and the win. It's now 3-1 to Shell as he's being patient in this one and has not swung at a pitch. Has not lifted the bat off in 4 pitches and ahead in the count 3-1. Sends that one out to left and ranging on to make the catch is Booker. So Shell made solid contact with that one. It was just a great play by Booker, ranging on to make the catch. And it's a quick 2 outs for the Blues. A ground out to short by Grotto and a fly out to left by Shell. That'll bring Tate Samuelson to the plate. It's his 3rd plate appearance. He has grounded out to 3rd and walked. Ball 1 to Samuelson. So this is now a Riptide pitching staff that they're able to get through. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm going to save that thought. Count 1-0 to Samuelson. Ball 2. Themes as of late. Blues trailing early. And Zach getting ahead of himself. 2-0 from Pogue to Samuelson. No one on, 2 out. Over the heart of the plate for strike 1. Samuelson swings and misses. And it's now 2-2. Pogue on the doorstep of a 1-2-3 inning. Pogue thought he got him, and Samuelson will work the count full. Samuelson, who walked in his last at-bat in the 4th. 3-2. Hit foul to the left side. That one got by Rosas, of course. It was not fair. So we'll do it all over again, and Samuelson will await
A second straight payoff pitch from Andrew Pogue, sophomore out of Illinois. Temperatures cooling off now, like we're in Champaign, Illinois, or his hometown of Peoria. Either way, here's a 3-2. That's grounded on a hop to Rosas at third. He'll play it, and he can't make the transition from glove to hand. Samuelson will reach. We'll rule that one an E5. So Samuelson reaches on the air, and that'll bring Cermak to the plate. Cermak certainly with a lot of pop in that bat. Samuelson getting on. Now Pogue has to get through another heavy hitter, and there's plenty in this Blues lineup. First pitch to Cermak. It's a good pitch that moves over the zone for strike one. There's 2 out. We're in the top of the 6th. Swung on and missed by Cermak. Count 0-2. Samuelson just reached on an air. Ryan, who struck out looking in his last AB, has struck out in 8 of his last 11. Just very unlike him. Here's an 0-2 from Pogue. One hopper to Casillas at short, and he'll toss to second for the third out.
No errors. The score remains Riptide 2, Blues 0.
Score remains the same through 5.5. Blues bring the tying run to the plate, but Cermak grounds out to short. Samuelson has reached in 2 of his 3 at-bats on a walk and reaching on an air.
Another game tonight. Tonight we're playing Dizzy Bat with
We will head to the bottom of the 6th with our score still 2-0 Riptide. And Evan Larson will indeed be out there for his second inning of work. Larson, who surrendered 1 run on an RBI single. We'll have to keep the deficit at that for the Blues. It's a Blues team now who trails now late in this ball game. They're going to trail heading into the 7th. Only question will be by how much. And the man in charge of that will be Evan Larson. I'm going to take a short break and be right back with you for the bottom of the 6th in Irvine, California. Thanks for making us part of your Tuesday afternoon. Evan Larson set the deal to Rosas. Delivers strike one. In his second inning of relief, it's a 2-run lead for Orange County, and they're trying to protect that here at home, trying to protect home field, and try to get back in the win column in the CCL Southern Conference. Blues trying to remain undefeated in conference play. Will have to come from behind today to do it. Lead only 2-0 for the Riptide. Count now 2-1 to Rosas. He is 0 for 2 with a ground to left. That one's sent out to right center. That one's got some carry on it. Ranging back is Cermak, diving, can't make the catch. Heck of an effort by Ryan. Gunning in from right. Oh, the throw from second is wide, but that's a triple. It's a leadoff triple for Emilio Rosas. His first triple all season. His second extra base hit. His other a homer. He has now homered and tripled, but he has not doubled this season. How about that? So, possible third run is just 90 feet away, and it'll be up to Reed Spenrath to bring him in. Reed has singled and walked so far in this one. First pitch from Larson. Lined into right. Base hit and an RBI. It'll be 3-0 Riptide. So Spenrath has himself an RBI, has himself his second hit, and gives Orange County what is now a 3-0 lead. And Davis Diaz at the plate, batting from the right side. He's been hit by a pitch and struck out. Evan Larson's still out there. Has now given up 2 runs in this one. Pitching in relief of Caden Sheedy as he throws one way high and over the head of Diaz. Count is 1-0 to him now. Orange County with 7 hits. Blues with just the 2. And the deficit at 3 now for San Luis Obispo. In there for strike 1, and Larson gets the count back to even. Man, nothing would be better for Evan right now than a double play ball. Just get 2 outs. Get a quick inning, even though he has surrendered 2 hits now. Leadoff triple and an RBI single. Bit inside for ball 2. And Larson not getting any calls here. So the Riptide tripled. That was Rosas, his first of the year. Spenrath, RBI, adding to his total of 7. That gives him 8 now. And Davis Diaz in a 2-1 count against Evan Larson. That one feathered in there for strike 2. And the count will be even to Diaz. Two. Lined into left. It'll drop, and it's fair. Just out of the reach of Tate Samuelson's glove. It's a double for Diaz. And Spenrath is safe at third. Now this one's getting scary. So Larson, in just this inning, has given up a triple, single, and double. There's men at second and third now. 1 run to come in. Austin Shell and TJ Clarkson are going to come in and have a conversation with Evan. After the meeting's over, we'll work our way back to the top of the lineup, and Kyle Booker, who is 2 for 3 today with a single and a double. He also struck out in between there. But at third, is Spenrath, and at second is Diaz, who just doubled. Now here comes head coach Bob Miller, and Jared Hart's been warming for some time now, and he's going to have to deploy the lefty. Larson will just get through 1 inning of relief. He'll turn away from Coach Miller just to grab the rosin bag and hand the ball off to him. Not the outing Evan wanted. It'll be Jared Hart now to try and keep those men at second and third from scoring. Evan Larson is responsible for them. Riptide get to Larson in the bullpen, and we'll see if Jared Hart, the third arm that's been deployed by Coach Miller and the Blues, can keep the deficit at just 3. It'll be tough, though. Runners at second and third with no outs when we come back. It's 3-0 Riptide. Up until this inning, welcome back. We're in the bottom of the 6th with no outs. Runners on second and third for the Riptide. Jared Hart, the lefty out of Cedar Park, Texas, is on the mound, teammate of Ryan Cermax at Illinois State. So Hart's in, and here the bottom of this lineup is gone. Rosas, the 7-hitter, tripled. Spenrath hit an RBI single, drove him in. Davis Diaz just doubled, and he's at second now, so Spenrath is the man at third. We're going to work our way back to the top of the lineup now, and the dangerous Kyle Booker, who doubled to lead off the game, struck out back in the third, singled in the bottom of the 5th, will bat with 2 on and no out in the bottom of the 6th. It's 3-0 Riptide, and the Blues in danger now of losing their first conference game, 3-0 coming into today. This is the first of a 2-game set. We'll be right back here in Orange County in Irvine tomorrow at 4:30 for first pitch, and then on the way back to SLO, we'll stop in Pasadena for another matchup with the Saints. But the task at hand is daunting for Jared Hart as he has to get by Booker. He'll deal strike 1, and these runners were going to be tricky on the base to begin with. Now with them set in motion possibly. Set in motion most definitely on contact. Count is 0-1 to Booker. Hit foul to the right side, and Hart is quickly ahead 0-2. Swung on and missed strike 3, and that is a huge first out for Jared Hart and the Blues. He strikes out Kyle Booker on 3 pitches. Here's Dwight Allen, who has also struck out twice himself. He's 0 for 3 today. What a moment it would be for Dwight to come through so far in what's been a tough day at the plate. But Jared Hart, the tricky lefty, is going to have something to say about that. Runner still on second and third. Now there's 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch is a ball to Allen. For Hart, that's his 14th strikeout now in 8 2/3 innings of relief. He's been excellent. 1-0. Paints the bottom of the zone for strike 1. One and one the count to Dwight Allen. 1 out, bottom 6. 3-0 Riptide. Popped up and out of play. Infield had a look momentarily. They'll watch it fly out. But meanwhile, Jared Hart gets ahead in the count, 1-2. It's Spenrath at third and Diaz at second. They went single and double to be there now, driving a run in the process. It's 3-0 Orange County, and the count is 1-2 to Dwight Allen. Swung on and missed strike three. Back-to-back Ks for Jared Hart and the Blues. Have men now on second and third. It'll be up to Jack Thomas Wold to try and bring these men in now. But back-to-back, massive strikeouts by Jared Hart have stranded men at second and third up until this point. Wold does not have a hit, but he has reached in a walk. Reached on a walk. Takes ball one. Hart with strikeout 15 there for him. Now on the season through 9 full innings of work. Here's a 1-0 to Wold. Bottom of the zone, strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jack Thomas Wold. With men on second and third. Now 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. 3-0 ball game. Blues trailed 3-0 in Sunday's ball game. We know what happened. All starts here, though. Low ball 2. It all starts right here in this half of the inning. If Hart's able to get out and limit the damage and strand 2 runners on, both in scoring position that Evan Larson is responsible for, on the hook for. But here's that 2-1 from Hart. Over the heart of the plate for strike 2, and Wold has not lifted his bat off his shoulder, and Hart's got him to a 2-strike count now, and is a strike away from ending this inning incredibly with only 1 run scoring. Here is that 2-2. Swung on and missed strike 3. He got him. He sets 3 straight down via the K. Jared Hart, after the around to score. It's 3-0 Orange County, but Jared Hart comes out and sets them down. 1, 2, 3. All strikeouts swinging. Our score remains 3-0. Incredibly done. Just amazing from Hart to stand in there with men on. Keep this a ball game. It's just 3-0. Blues bats up in the top of the 7th when we come back. Thanks for hanging out. Here's Johnny Bloom to lead off the top of the 7th, and well, you'd have to think if the Blues are going to come back, it has to start now. And it's still Andrew Pogue out there for the Riptide, and he'll deliver strike 1 to 2 hits. It's the least amount of hits they've had entering this point of a ball game all year, and that's swung on and missed for strike 2. So the count 0-2 to Bloom. He'll try to pass it off to Bologna the same way he did in the bottom of the 9th in Sunday's ball game. Johnny had an incredibly competitive at-bat that led it to a walk. Fouls that one off. Still 0-2. Stays alive. So after he walked, it was up to Bologna to drive him in, and he'd drive him and himself in on a 2-run bomb. That was a lot of fun. Very fun weekend. Blues taking 2 of 3 from the Crabs. Now in a big 3-game stretch against the CCL Southern Conference. And here's no 2 to Bloom. Swung on and missed strike 3. Johnny goes down on 4 pitches, and there's 1 out. Here's Bologna, the hero aforementioned from Sunday's ball game. Bologna looks at ball 1. Bologna, a senior at Fresno State, teammate of Mason Grotto's. Here's a 1-0 to him. Way high and above the shoulder. So Vinny takes ball 2. 0 for 2 today with 2 pop-outs. Certainly knows how to wield the bat, and we found that out in his first 2 games as a Blue. His only 2 hits have been of the extra base variety, a double and a homer. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. Count now 2-1 as the sun officially sets here in Irvine. Pogue out in now his 3rd inning of work and has done a good job. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Gets the count back to even. Blues have won 2 in a row coming into today. Orange County had lost 2 in a row to 2 opponents. The Blues beat by a combined score of 10-1, the Foresters and the Saints. We'll see the Saints on Thursday. But now it's Bologna striking out to Progue. Back-to-back Ks. So Progue trying to do his best impression of Jared Hart, Caden Sheedy. A lot of Blues pitching that's induced the K today. But it's 2 quick ones. And here comes TJ Clarkson, who has gotten on base in both his plate appearances. He walked back in the 3rd and walked back in the 5th. Takes the first pitch from Pogue in the dirt. And there's 1 ball and no strikes to Clarkson. There's 2 away in the top of the 7th. It's 3-0 Orange County. I want a bit inside, and it's 2-0. TJ has not had a lot to swing at today, and he's been happy to take first. He has just yet to be brought in. 2-0 now. Way high and gets away. Count 3-0, and Clarkson on the doorstep of a 3rd walk. It would give him 10 on the season and tie him with Mason Grotto for the team lead. 3-0 the count. Prague nods his head after getting the sign from Bijani and deals. Low ball 4. How about 3 walks for TJ Clarkson and what have been 3 quick at-bats? He'll take first and reach for the 3rd time today. And here's a pinch hitter and the first at-bat. I'm getting excited because we've talked about these guys getting here. They've been dubbed the guys from Stanford, and one of them is making their debut now. Pinch hitting for Nick Costello is junior at Stanford, Grant Burton, 6'2", out of Dana Point, Mater Dei High School. I'm told is an excellent talent. I have yet to grab Grant and have a word with him. It'll certainly happen if he does something here. But Grant Burton, junior out of Stanford, making his Blues debut. Here's his first at-bat, and it comes with a runner on against Andrew Progue of the Orange County Riptide. We'll take strike 1. So Burton stands in and bats from the right side. Stands 6'2", 210 out of that batter's box. Bats right-handed, throws left-handed, interestingly enough. Swings and misses through that one. It's 0-2. And not enough can be said about what Andrew Progue, 6'5", righty out of Peoria, and what he's done to the Blues today. Pitching in relief of a starter who was also excellent. Strike 3 called, and Burton didn't like it. He'll end the inning regardless. Progue strikes out 3 in the inning and works around to TJ Clarkson walk, who is left stranded there yet again. And now we will head into the bottom of the 7th. Jared Hart will be back out for his second inning of work. He has set down 3 men via the K-all swinging, and he'll have to mirror that performance in the 6th. Now in the bottom of the 7th, our score is still 3-0, and the Blues running out of time to make up ground in this one. Still not over, and you better not go anywhere, because we've seen crazier things happen. Just look at Sunday. I'll be right back for a short break. Thanks for hanging out. I got to give a shout out here in between innings. What you're hearing is not recorded. That's a live organist. And he's a young man. I didn't meet him before this one, but I was told that Orange County had an organist. And I've been watching him up in the press box in between innings just absolutely go off. And you hear it. He's awesome. And I definitely want to meet this guy. I'll get his name, a shout out on tomorrow's broadcast. But what a job being done by the Riptide organist. We're in the bottom of the 7th. It's 3-0 Riptide, and Hart delivers a swinging strike 1 to Eric Bijani, who is responsible for 2 of the 3 Riptide runs on the day. On the evening, cotton candy skies in Irvine. I think that's kind of coming through on the camera. A little pinkish hue. High and outside, ball 1. So Hart comes in and strikes out 3 straight guys with runners on second and third and no outs. Just epic from Jared on his part. Looking to do the same here in the bottom of the 7th. 3 is not insurmountable by any stretch of the imagination, especially now with this Blues offense. But it's the least amount of hits they've had in a game up until this point. It would be the least amount of. They've got no runs, and they have not been shut out. The least amount of runs they've scored was 3. That's what the Riptide have, as Hart delivers outside ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strike the count to Eric Bijani, the catcher today, who has caught an amazing game that started with Lejeune des Acutes and has gone on to Prague. He swings and misses through that elevated fastball, and there's 1 gone in the bottom of the 7th, and Jared Hart has struck out 4 straight guys swinging. 16 Ks on the season for 17, don't let me short suit him. 17 Ks for Jared Hart on the season. 1 now of the 7th. Here's Austin Krissick, who's 0 for 3 with 2 Ks and a fly out to center. So Hart continues to deal, and he'll deal now to Krissick with 1 gone. That one's outside, ball 1. 8 hits for the Riptide. They've plated 3. If you ask Orange County, they think they should be up 6-0, 7-0. Blues pitching has limited the damage as much as they could. That one's popped out and over my head. Count is now 1-1. No, I did not flinch. With the count even on Krissick, Hart can have a quick possibly bottom of the 7th, and hand the baton back to the top of this Blues order. That curveball dips low for ball 2. Count is 2-1 to Austin Krisick. Average of 303 coming into today. Lined past Kosteka at short, and he'll have a single trying for 2, but now heading back into first. It's a single for Austin Krisick. He's now 1 for 4. Krisick was 1 for 4 in their last appearance. 1 RBI driven in. Finds himself safe at first with Adarian Williams at the plate. He's 1 for 2 officially. He walked back in the 4th. And for Williams, that walk was his 4th this season. His average of 323. First hit Hart's given up in this one. First time he hasn't struck a man out. 4 straight Ks, single by Krisick on a hard hit ball to Kosteka at short. Tough play for Connor. Couldn't get the glove on it. Certainly not an error. It was a base hit. Now 0-1 to Williams. In there, strike 1. Hart gets the count to 0-2. That's now 9 hits for the Riptide. Oh-2. But he'll step off and throw to first. Williams, a senior at UNLV, another kid out of Vegas on the Riptide roster, and an 0-2 hole against Jared Hart. Comebacker. Hit to Grotto at second. He'll tap the bag for 1 out. Grotto thought of turning 2. Instead got the leadoff man out at second. So now there's 2 gone. And Williams and Krisick will trade places at first. With now 2 outs. And now it's Emilio Rosas who led off the bottom of the 6th with a triple. And he's up now, 1 for 3 on the day. Take strike 1. His only extra base hits, a triple and a homer. Everything but the double, something you don't see. This is the 16th game of the Blues season, and Hart is dealing and trying to keep it just a 3-run deficit. He'll stare down Williams at first. That one's hit out to center, ranging on is Cermak, and now it's Bologna calling for it and making the catch to retire the side. We will head to the top of the 8th in the top order that'll try to come back from a 3-0 deficit. The first time they have been down by this margin at this point in any ball game with this amount of hits. The base hits for the Blues, a single by Grotto in the first. I'm trying to find the second. They didn't rule Samuelson reaching as an error. I have it as an error. If we're going by my scorebook, they only have 1 hit. But if we're going by the Orange County scoreboard, they have 2, and I will erase this. Blues have 2 hits on a Grotto and Samuelson single. And it'll be the top of their 8th at Great Park in Irvine, California, home of the Riptide. And it'll still be Andrew Progue pitching for Orange County. There's that organ. I'll be back in just a second. I just think it's so cool. Listen to him play some Elton John, Crocodile Rock. We're in the top of the 8th. It's 3-0 Orange County, and Connor Kosteka is at the plate. Kosteka 0 for 3 today. Ground out to third, fly out to center, ground out to the pitcher. This is his 4th at-bat and his first against Progue. Oh, 1 to Kosteka. Connor lifts one out to right, but it'll be caught by Krisick. Quick fly out to right on the second pitch. Kosteka sees. He's 0 for 4. Here comes Mason Grotto, who has one of the 2 hits on the day for the Blues. This is what happens when I don't have Max here. I'm ruling a single, an error, and an error, a single. Blues have 2 hits on a Grotto single and a Samuelson single. Grotto's certainly a man that could get things started for San Luis Obispo. Takes ball 1 in the dirt. Grotto, as mentioned, leading the CCL in batting average at .446. That's with a minimum of 3.5 plate appearances per game. Grotto fits that criteria. Also second in the conference and runs batted in with 22. Takes ball 2. Leads the Blues in almost everything. It's a 4-pitch walk to Mason Grotto, and he'll now take the lead in that category right back from TJ Clarkson. The 2 were tied at 10, and now Mason has his 11th walk of the season. Austin Shell is due up now, and he'll bat with Grotto on first. Last time this at-bat happened, in terms of Shell with a man on first, he popped out to first. But it has to start here. Prague looks in and delivers the first pitch to Shell. That's taken for ball 1. Grotto is safe at first. He just walked for the 7th time this year. It was a 4-pitch walk. Here's Shell. Taken low again, ball 2, and Prague not challenging a hitter so far. He's thrown 6 straight balls. 2 balls, no strikes on Austin Shell, the catcher out of Cal State Fullerton. How about this decision? In the middle of the at-bat, I believe we're going to see a pitching change. Won't be a pitching change, my mistake. Pitching coach out there to have some words with Andrew Prague, who's been phenomenal in his previous 3 innings of work. Gets a quick out on Kosteka, fly out to right. 4-pitch walk to Grotto, 2 straight balls to Shell. Prague will stay in the game. It was just a conversation. And 2-0 is the count on Austin Shell. It's Grotto at first and Shell at the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Shell looks at strike 1 over the heart of the plate. As mentioned, Austin 0 for 3. Pop out to first, fly out to right, fly out to left. He's put 2 balls in the air. He's lifted them. And bats with Grotto at first. 1 out, top of the 8th. Sent out to left center, but not with enough carry. Allen is under it. And Shell just missed one. Just missed it. Well, here's Tate Samuelson, and now the biggest at-bat of the game. Tate, who has walked and singled A bat with Grotto at first. Talked about the Blues' timely hitting as of late. Samuelson has certainly been a part of that and a main contributor. He'll swing and miss through that one, 0-1. So Prague gets 2 flyouts. Sandwiched in there is a walk to Grotto. Now dealing with Samuelson, who sends one up to center field. It's a base hit. Grotto will hold at second, and Samuelson has his second single. Blues will bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Ryan Cermak. Good piece of hitting by Tate Samuelson. Send one up center field in between Diaz and Williams. And the situation here, 2 outs. We're in the top of the 8th, and it'll be Andrew Prague versus Ryan Cermak. Cermak is the tying run at the plate. Take strike 1, and it was a great pitch. Cermak, who had the biggest hit of the Blues season, a 3-run bomb. Up until that point, actually, we had some big hits this weekend. One of the biggest hits of the Blues season in Santa Barbara. In the dirt ball 1, that one was a 3-run homer to center. And if he wanted to do that and repeat history, he'd have to send it 400 feet to center. Anything will do, though. Men on first and second, 2 outs. 1-1 the count to Cermak. Prague checks second twice and now deals. Cermak takes outside, ball 2. Interesting to see if Prague will challenge Cermak, who is 0 for today. Fly out to left, strike out, ground out to short. Two-1 to Ryan Cermak. Swung on and missed as Ryan went for it all. Count even now at 2-2. Prague a strike away from exiting this top of the 8th. Tying run at the plate for the Blues. Down 3. 2 outs, top 8. Cermak takes ball 3. Just good to see Cermak have a good at-bat in this situation. No matter what it results in. The Blues have been up against it today, and the Riptide pitching has been phenomenal. Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. That'll end the top of the 8th. Cermak has struck out in 10 of his last 14 at-bats. He's 0 for 4 today. Blues will have to try and keep the deficit at 3. And then it will be Bloom, Bologna, and Clarkson to try and make it happen. Substitutions defensively, Grant Burton takes over for Nick Costello in left. Sam Page will be on the mound when we come back, pitching in relief of Caden Sheedy. It was Evan Larson, Jared Hart. And now Sam Page is the 4th pitcher deployed by head coach Bob Miller. It's 3-0 Riptide. We're into the bottom of the 8th. Still don't have to go anywhere. We appreciate you hanging out, spending some time with us on a Tuesday evening here on the Blues Streaming Network. Hope you've enjoyed this one as much as I have. I'm Zach Ebrahim. Not a lot to cheer about, not a lot to yell and scream about on my part, but it's 3-0, and stranger things have happened. Don't go anywhere. I'm not.
Leading things off for the Riptide from TCU, first baseman number 14, Riptide.
Here is first baseman out of TCU, Reed Spenrath. He has reached in all 3 of his plate appearances, a single, a walk, and an RBI single. He'll face Sam Page now, who delivers a first pitch changeup for strike 1. Swung on and missed. 0-2 now the count. Sam Page pitching out of the pen. Sam's a guy that has just all the confidence in the world, and you can say that about a lot of athletes, but Page is just, he's got that swagger to him. 0-2. Delivers low ball 1. It's in his delivery. It's in the way he comes set to the plate. It's certainly in the way he interacts with his teammates and opponents. He's got a lot to say to both. 1-2. No outs. We're in the bottom of the 8th, and it's 3-0 in the favor of Orange County. Swung on and missed strike 3. So for the first time today, Spenrath will not reach. He'll finish his day 3 for 4. 2 for 3, excuse me. Here is Davis Diaz, doubled back in the 6th. Would not come around to score with no outs, but he has been hit by a pitch and struck out as well. Officially 1 for 2. Page deals. Low ball 1. There is 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. 3-0 score. Riptide. Way high on the fastball from Sam, and it's 2-0. Two-0 from Page. That one's in the dirt, and now it's a 3-0 count to Davis Diaz. This is a big game for both teams. Riptide trying to climb out of the 5 spot in the CCL South. Blues trying to stay in first. 4-pitch walk to Diaz will get him safe at first. With 1 on and 1 gone, it'll bring Kyle Booker to the plate. 2 for 4. Double that led off the game. Strikeout swinging in the 3rd. Single in the bottom of the 5th, and a swinging strikeout in the bottom of the 6th. Well, 1 out, excuse me. 1 out. Bottom of the 8th. 3-0 Orange County. Orange County comes in having lost 2 straight. Blues having won 2 straight over a non-conference opponent. For the Riptide, it's been 2 conference opponents. The Foresters and the Saints. Blues will see the Riptide tomorrow, 4:30. We'll be here in the Dirt Ball 2. And then on Thursday, the Saints. We'll have that one for you as well, as we always do. Every game, Blues Streaming Network. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. Booker's hit it hard twice today. He's either hit it hard or not hit it at all. 1-1, but first Page will check on Diaz at first. One and one. Taking off for second is Diaz. That pitch is low. It's a ball. Throw over to second is not in time. It's a stolen base for Davis Diaz after he was walked. And the bottom of the eighth, which is where we are. Now a runner in scoring position for the Riptide. And Kyle Booker, chance to bring him in. 2-1 the count to the left fielder. High ball one. Ball three. 3 balls and 1 strike to Kyle Booker. Here's a 3-1. In the dirt, ball 4. Booker walks, reaches for the 3rd time today, all a different way. Double single walk. Struggling with control. Walked in a run on Saturday. Pitched in relief on Saturday and did not record an out. And unfortunately for Sam here, he'll only get the 1 out. And Blues will go to the bullpen. It'll be lefty Cade Walker out of Chicago on to pitch in relief of Sam Page now. There will be runners on first and second now for young Cade Walker, who has not pitched in college yet. But Cade is on and deployed by head coach Bob Miller. 5th pitcher used by the Blues today. And with back-to-back walks, Walker will have to get out of a jam with only 1 out in the bottom of the team, trailing by 3, and certainly never out of it. That'll depend on what Walker is able to do. Here in the bottom of the 8th on the Blue Streaming Network. I'm going to step aside and take a short break while Cade warms up. We'll get you to his battle with Dwight Allen, who he'll be due up next to hit. Dwight Allen is up now. He'll be on to face Cade Walker. So after a strikeout of Reed Spenrath, Sam Page had 1 quick out. Then he walked Davis Diaz and walked Kyle Booker. Situation now, Dwight Allen at the plate with those men on first and second. Allen has struck out 3 times today. He's 0 for 4. A chance to amend all of that here with the base hit that could possibly tack on 1 more run. That would make it that much harder for the Blues to possibly come back in the top of the 9th. But it'll be Cade Walker in his first appearance in quite some time. The young lefty out of Chicago to get out of the jam. He'll await sign from Austin Shell, and here's the first pitch. In there for strike 1. 0-1, 1 out, bottom 8. Ooh, looked like a good pitch. Count 1-1. Better take by Allen. It's Davis Diaz at second, and Kyle Booker at first. 3-0 Riptide. Walker just needs Shell to go through the signs with him one more time. They'll meet at the mound momentarily. After all that, we're good to go. It's still a 1-1 count to Dwight Allen. Low ball 2, and Shell thinks about gunning over to second. Will think better of it. And the count's now 2-1 to Dwight Allen. Trying to frame that one as Shell. It's taken for ball 3. Walker in danger of loading the bases here. But faces a man who struck out 3 times today. Cade will check second and now deal. Swung on and missed. Strike 2, and the count is now full. It's 3-0 Riptide. They've got men on first and second now with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. High ball 4. 3 straight walks by Blues pitching have loaded the bases for Jack Thomas Wold, who does not have a hit today. It would be a heck of a time to have one. Talk about timely hitting. The Riptide really have only had the homer that led off the 4th. The RBI single, there was some traffic amount already that drove in 1. And then if it wasn't for a really rough start to the 6th for Evan Larson, we might be talking about a 2-0 ball game. Cade Walker, though, gets ahead of Wold 0-1. Swung on and missed, 0-2. Count is 0-2 to Jack Thomas. Sent foul to the left side, and that one hung up there, but it'll drop, and the count will remain 0-2, excuse me. No balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded for the Riptide, who already lead 2-0. 3-0. Goodness. $3-0 Orange County. 3 men on. Grounded down the right side. Count is still 0-2, and Walker just looking for that put-away pitch right now. Walker, who quickly got ahead on Wold, 0-2. Wold has fouled 2 off, and here's the 5th pitch of this at-bat with the bases loaded. Outside ball 1. It is 1-2. Walks of Diaz, Booker, and Allen have the bases loaded. The 1 out, a kick out of Spenrath. That started us out here in the bottom of the 8th. Got him. Strike 3 called. And there's the second out. A key one for young Cade Walker. But here's the man. Well, it's the man that's done a lot of damage today. Eric Bijani, who homered. RBI single. We talked about it a moment ago. He's the reason it's 3-0 specifically. He's responsible for 2 of the 3. He'll face the lefty Walker with the bases loaded and 2 out. Here in the bottom of the 8th, pitch gets away from Shell. Run scores. 4-0 Riptide. On a pitch that got away. The Blues now coming back from 4 down. Bases are no longer loaded. Now it's just men on second and third. There's still 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. It's still Bijani in there. And the count is 1-0 to him. And it's swung on and fouled back 1-1. Cade hadn't pitched in a while. Tried to give that one all he's got. Sent it through the legs of Shell. 1-1 count. Out to right and caught. It's a fly out to end things in the bottom of the 8th. A fly out to right by Bijani. And we will head to the top of the 9th. What do the Blues have in store? What does the middle of this lineup have in store? Is it another wild finish? Is it something magical? We'll have to wait and see. Right back with you. There's a new pitcher on the mound for the Riptide. I'll introduce you to him when I come back. It'll be Johnny Bloom to lead things off for the Blues in the bottom of the 9th. We're in the top of the 9th. It's 4-0 Riptide. They've scored their 4 runs on 9 hits. Blues have no runs on 3 hits. The least amount of runs they've scored all season was 3 coming into tonight. Least amount of hits they'd had all season, I'll have to double check, but it was higher than 3. And here's Johnny Bloom. So a down night for this offense. But if you're going to send a man to the plate to lead off the bottom of the 9th, well, if recent history tells us anything, it would be Johnny Bloom. New pitcher on the mound for the Riptide is right-hander Hunter Ash. Hunter Ash out of Cal Poly Pomona delivers strike one to Bloom. Now, why do you say Bloom leading off the bottom of the ninth? Well, if you watched on Saturday, he hit a leadoff triple. Would score 3 pitches later. 0-1 to Bloom. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Johnny's already struck out twice today, 0 for 3. It'll be him, Bologna, and Clarkson. Oh, and 2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Bloom has struck out 3 times today and popped out to he'll finish his day 0 for 4. That is now we won't count yet. Game's over. Pitch of Vinny Bologna is AJ Esperanza. Speaking of that bottom of the ninth, that was so fun. Bloom tripling. AJ Esperanza, the man who singled him in to walk things off on a Saturday afternoon. Here's the first pitch from Ash to Esperanza. And he'll take strike 1. AJ, who was doing some catching in the bullpen, picked his bat up. Take strike 1. 1 out. Top 9. Riptide. Swung on and missed by Esperanza. And Ash ahead 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to AJ. AJ with the batting average at .370, despite this only being his 19th at-bat. He's done very well in his plate appearances. Takes ball 1. Count is now 1-2 as he stays alive. Takes a good pitch. And will await a 4th from Hunter Ash. One and 2 now. And there's 1 gone in the top of the 9th. Still 4-0 Riptide. Another good take. Has the count at 2-2 for AJ Esperanza, who we've seen DH, who we've seen catch. Swings and misses through a high fastball for strike 3. And now there's 2 gone for TJ Clarkson in the top of the 9th.
Now, number 16, TJ Clarkson.
It's now 9 strikeouts for the Blues. They average a little less than that per game. TJ Clarkson struck out today. He's walked 3 times. Bringing his season total to 10. And for what feels like the first time today, Clarkson takes a strike. TJ stands in and awaits an 0-1 from Hunter Ash, who's an out away from shutting things down and giving the Riptide a victory. Clarkson pops that one up to right. Under it is Krisick, and he'll catch it for the 3rd out. And it's a victory for the Orange County Riptide. They'll go to 9-6. They'll go to 2-5 in conference play. Blues will drop to 13-3 and 3-1 in conference play. That is the ball game. Your final 4-0. Blues are shut out for the first time this year. It's the least amount of runs, hits, overall offense they've had all year. But we will be right back tomorrow, and we'll see what they have in store for Game 2 of this 2-game set. Orange County takes the first one by the score of 4-0. Blues fall. We'll get you updated standings in the CCL South. We'll get you everything you need for tomorrow's ball game. We'll even get on the air a little earlier. We apologize for that as well. folks, thanks for hanging out with us here on a Tuesday evening on the Blue Streaming Network. Your final 4-0 in favor of the Orange County Riptide. We'll be back here tomorrow for first pitch at 4:30 p.m. I'll be back. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play action. I've been Zach Ebrahim. Hope you had as much fun as I did. Unfortunate, but the Blues lose, and we'll be back tomorrow for Game 2. Go enjoy yourselves. I'll do the same. Good night, everybody.